Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're tackling a really big question. Why can one of the most influential books in the world, the Bible, be understood in so many different ways? We're going to break down a really powerful framework that helps make sense of it all.
So let's kick things off with a problem I'm sure you've seen before. How is it possible that two people can read the exact same words and walk away with completely opposite takeaways? One person uses a passage to argue for one thing, and someone else uses that very same passage to argue for the complete opposite.
Okay, for example, take a verse like this one. You see it pulled out of its original setting all the time to become a proof text. It gets turned into this crowbar to say, hey, you can't watch that movie, or you shouldn't be seen at that place.
And that right there is what we call the proof text problem, yanking a verse out of its context to make a point it was probably never meant to make. But here's the thing. What if there was a better way to look at this? Well, today we're unpacking an awesome tool for just that, and it comes from the New Testament scholar Dr. Gary Meadors. All right, so let's get into this model. Dr. Meadors lays it out like a pyramid with three distinct levels. We start at the bottom with the most direct foundational teachings, and we work our way up to the most abstract ideas and systems that people have built. You see, this simple pyramid gives us a clear roadmap. We can break down arguments into these three levels: direct teaching, implied teaching, and way up at the top, creative constructs. Once you know which level an argument is coming from, you can understand it a whole lot better. All right, first up, let's start at the bottom, the foundation of our pyramid. Level 1, direct commands.
So what is direct teaching? Well, it's pretty much what it sounds like. It's what the text explicitly says, what we can be reasonably sure the original author wanted their original audience to understand. This is the bedrock. And this is a really important point. Just because something is direct doesn't automatically mean it's simple.
And this is a perfect example of what I mean. Take a direct command like, thou shalt not kill. I mean, on the surface, that seems pretty straightforward, right? But what does it actually mean? Does it mean do not murder? Or does it forbid all killing, no exceptions, even in war or self-defense? Even the most direct commands demand that we dig a little deeper into the context. All right, let's climb up to the next level of the pyramid, implied teachings. And Dr. Meadors calls this one the trickiest of the bunch, and you're about to see why.
You see, implied teachings, these aren't ideas that are just spelled out for you in a single verse. No, they're doctrines you have to build by connecting the dots, by seeing the patterns and themes across the entire text. It's about getting the whole story, not just a single line.
And get this, one of the absolute cornerstones of Christian belief, the Trinity, is actually a level 2 implied teaching.
No, seriously. You can scan the whole Bible from front to back, and you will not find a single verse that uses the word Trinity or lays out the doctrine in a neat little package.
So where does it come from then? Well, as the theologian Alistair McGrath puts it, the Trinity isn't something you find in one proof text. It's the result of sustained and critical reflection on the pattern of divine activity you see across the whole book. The story itself kind of demands you see God in a Trinitarian way.
Okay, time to head to the very top of the pyramid. This is where it all comes together in level 3, what Dr. Meadors calls creative constructs. Now, these are the big ones. We're talking about those huge, overarching systems of thought that people have built to make sense of the entire biblical story from start to finish. They're these massive frameworks trying to synthesize everything into one coherent system. And this is the really critical part. Major theological systems that people have debated for centuries. Think Calvinism versus Arminianism. They live right here at the very peak of this pyramid. They're both honest attempts to make sense of everything, but at the end of the day, they are human constructs built on top of the direct and implied stuff below. Okay, so the big so what? Why does any of this matter? Well, because understanding this pyramid can totally change how we approach the Bible, and, maybe more importantly, how we talk about it with people who disagree with us. Here's the key idea. A lot of people see the Bible itself as a source of absolute certainty, deductive truth. But our process of interpreting it, well, that's more like being a detective. It's inductive. We're gathering evidence, looking for clues, and building a case for what's most probable. And what that means is, the higher up this pyramid we go, from direct commands to these big human systems, the more our conclusions are in the realm of probability, not certainty. We're building a case, not just reading a statement off a page. And this quote from Dr. Meadors just hits the nail on the head. God has given us inspired scripture, but not inspired interpreters. The text might be inspired, but we aren't. And that one fact right there should give us a whole lot of humility.
So how do we actually use this? Well, next time you hear someone make an argument from the Bible, just ask yourself, is this coming from level 1, a direct teaching? Is it a level 2, implied doctrine? Or is it a level 3, creative construct? And then you can scale your confidence. We can be pretty darn confident about level 1, but for level 3 systems, maybe we should hold those with a bit more humility. This whole framework, it doesn't make disagreement disappear, but it helps us see that we can be united on the big stuff, even if we see the giant systems a little differently. And that brings us to a final thought to chew on. This pyramid, it's not just for theology, right? Think about it. How could this model of direct rules, implied principles, and big human-made systems help us better analyze other complex ideas? I'm talking about things like constitutional law, political ideologies, or even different scientific theories. It's a powerful way to think, no matter the topic.